To Japan to be scrapped. Then he came back here again, and he got into the CSI, which is inspection, ship inspection, hull inspection. And he'd come down and inspect the boats when they were up on the ways and see what had to be done and before they gave them the clearance to go out. As a matter of fact, he inspected the Beaver when I was on it. We had to put 2 new stern bearings on the propeller shaft. That was his job. And then CSI was God, believe me. If they said no, it was no, you didn't move. And you had to get it fixed. That's all there was to it, which is good, of course, because it's for the safety of the passengers. We were packing 100 to 150 passengers on the Beaver, and I'm always glad that everything was all right. The only thing that they found one day was that they were using propane to do the cooking for the passengers. Oh boy, you get that propane off there, they said to the owner, the boss of the boat, or else you're tied up for good. That's all there is to it. Off came the propane, and they had an auxiliary engine in the engine room with a generator on it, and they used that electric cooking. Couldn't get into trouble with that. So that's what their job was. Well, he's a very great friend of mine.
What Royal Maynard?
Royal? Royal? They call Royal my cohort. No, I don't know what they call him. He's a very...
Protege?
Yeah, protege, yes. He's a very, very great captain now. Wonderful, wonderful captain. Never had an accident. He's handling the most horsepower tug in BC.
The Ribtail Captain Bob.
That's right. She's got 6,300 horsepower in her. That should be enough. And he's towing from Alaska down. She went out to rescue a ship out in the Pacific that had broken down and tow it down to Hawaiian Islands.
That was with Captain Don Rose at the helm.
That's right. The Royal was on his time off, so otherwise it would have been him.
Yeah.
And he's another good captain. But Royal phones me pretty nearly every day. Nearly every day. We're very close friends. And thanks me. I don't know what he thanked me for. Anyway, as soon as he gets within radio range, he phones. Because most of the time he's out the west coast coming out of Gold River and towing into Howe Sound, Ladysmith, up to Prince Rupert, and up to Stewart. And he's picking up logs at Stewart on a log barge, self-dumping log barge. So he's a damn good skipper, and I appreciate him very much.
Have you been on board the Captain Bob?
Oh, certainly have.
Did you have dinner on it?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to eat their food. No.
They have lots of it.
Have what?
They have lots of it.
Oh, yes. What a beautiful galley.
No kidding.
And the walk-in freezers, all stainless steel.
We were fortunate enough to tape the boat from Stewart down to Howe Sound.
I've seen it.
And I think we came away with about 3 extra pounds on us. Very good eating, very great crew.
Yes.
Very professional, and the boat is immaculate.
Don't you like it?
I love it.
Each one of the crew doesn't just have a bunk, doesn't just have a cabin, they have a stateroom.
Right.
And the master's stateroom is something else. God, I could spend all night there. And Royal says to me, well, I can't, I've got to get up every 6 hours and do a watch.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he doesn't use the ship's radio to talk to me because that's company, first of all.
Yes, and they have a policy of not letting their radios be used.
Well, that's right. And because you know what the cost is, $5 a minute.
Right.
So he has his own portable. And there are stations around the coast that he can pick up and talk to me. Yes, yes, yes. But I laugh when he's going home. He lives at Penta Harbor. When he's taking the ferry across Howe Sound, he phones me, of course, sitting in his truck. But we're only good for an hour because the batteries only work for an hour on the darn thing. And in places, I can tell him where he is because he stays down with his truck and he can't see out there. I say, Royal, you're getting up to Cotton Point. He said, how do you know? I said, you're fading out and you're going to fade right out when you get to Cotton Point. It's the reception that you get. And that's how we talk to each other. And then when he's home, he phones me from Bent Harbor, or I phone him. Because he's never had an accident. I've never had an accident.
Knock on wood.
I did. And they'll say, oh, well, he's just an old man from the old days of towboating, when you had a nice boat, but good horsepower was 150 horsepower. Now 6,000, of course, is the horsepower. But I'd like to say to them, don't be a hero. When it's blowing like the devil, you're not a hero going out in it. Wait until it calms down a little bit. If you get caught in it, try and get into shelter and save your tow. And don't forget, when you're towing something, you're looking behind you as much as you're looking ahead to see if the tow is following you behind. Because if it falls off too much on the quarter, it'll roll the vessel over. Those are my words. And I'd like to see them do it.
Captain Cyril Andrews,